Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk about romance in anime, movies and TV shows, even manga as well. Today we'll be talking about Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. The Last Wish. This movie was pretty good, right? The visuals were amazing. Puss in Boots was pretty good, like the action he was in, right? But let's not start there, right? Then started so basically we see Puss stealing from like a rich guy, right? And then he's fighting like a golem, like this massive thing, right? Then I like the visuals were pretty smooth and clean. The way he was fighting, he was talking. Then he wins, right? He wins against it, so he starts doing an encore or whatever. And then the bell that he was using to fight the golem falls on him, and then he wakes. We see him at the doctor, and then apparently that was Puss's last life, right? Because they say cats have 9 lives. I wonder why they say that. I don't get that. But also like cats land on their feet, right? So which is true. I've seen like people have cats upside down, then they you toss them and they angle down. They like land on their feet, right? I heard that it's their spine or their body movements or their aerodynamics or whatever. I'm not a scientist, but they can torque their bodies and land on their feet. It's pretty cool, right? So we see that. So Puss is like, oh my, I'm on my last life, right? So he goes to a bar and says, nah, that's not true. I still got more to live. I still got more lives in me. So he's at the bar drinking leche, right? Milk a little bit. So we have Death. Death has to be one of the coolest characters ever, right? He's super cool. I like he pulls up in a hoodie, right? He's sitting next to the bar, next to Puss. He's like, I'm a big fan, right? And he pulls up Puss's one day pulls up Puss on the table, and he's like, I want you to sign right there. And he's saying like, when the dead or alive, it's like sign right there. I was like, okay. At the beginning, I didn't think it was gonna be a good character, but my God, that character they cooked. Finally, like someone is cooking at DreamWorks. Someone's in the kitchen. Gordon Ramsay, they're cooking in the back, right? So that was pretty cool. So Puss is like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Start fighting, and then Death beats Puss up. It was good to see, but Puss always wins, right? But he starts actually seeing fear. He has fear, and Death is like, I can smell your fear, right? And then Puss goes to the bathroom and escapes, and he runs. So he goes into retirement, right? Hangs up the cape, the boots, and the sword, right? And he goes into like a cat home, so there's an old lady who has cats, so he just goes in and starts retiring, and he grows a beard. So I'm like, how does Puss grow a beard and the rest of them don't grow a beard? I don't get the mechanics. Mechanics don't make sense. And then we have Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Bears looking for Puss because they need help with this quest, like looking for the last wish and everything, right? So Puss, goes out of retirement, goes and finds the map from finds the map, right? Then he meets Kitty Soft Paws, who's trying to also steal the map. So when they try to steal the map, they will start working together to find the last witch. Then there's a dog at the cat lady's house, and their dog follows Puss. So now those three are looking for the wish. So we have Puss in Boots and his team, the Little Red Riding Hood, right? Who have other parties looking for the map as well. So I like the romance. I mean, there's a little bit of romance, but I love the movie, so I was like, I'm gonna talk about it. So we have Kitty and Puss are supposed to get married, and Puss doesn't show up, and we get like, Kitty's like, you left me at the altar, you're the worst, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. But later we found out that also Kitty didn't show up, so no one showed up to to their own wedding. I feel sorry for the guests. Like you're sitting at the wedding, right? You're like, it's been 2 hours, right? Where are they, right? Where are these people, right? But they both didn't want to get married, apparently, right? So that was interesting. I mean, their relationship is, I won't say it's toxic, but it's like they don't want to commit to each other. They have different, ways of living, the different views. So I don't think that it would ever work. But it's always good to see them together, right? Like the fighting, two cats fighting, defying gravity, right? So that was pretty cool. So we follow them with the last wish, right? So the map takes them to like this forest, right? And they enter the forest, and whoever's holding the map, the route changes. So that was pretty cool. So they're going through the forest and stuff. They face adversity. Puss gets his beard cut finally, right? For me, the favorite part was death. So Puss gets separated from his group, right? So death is like in the back, like the Puss is in the cave, seeing his past lives, and death shows up, right? It's like I am death, and I don't mean that literally, figuratively, ironically, metaphorically. I am death, straight up. I was like, okay, finally, there's no messing about here, right? So Puss runs away, and then he has like a panic attack, like his heart's beating fast. He doesn't know what's going on, and then the dog helps him calm him down. So that was nice. We don't deserve dogs. Dogs are fantastic. So that's what happens there, and then at the end, they're in like a wish type environment. So if you can get your wish granted, right? But we don't get that. We don't get to see that. Spoilers. They rip up the map, so no one gets a wish, and then the thing implodes on itself. And the movie ends there. It doesn't end there, but we see Puss going to far away where Shrek is with the dog and the kitty soft paws. But in terms of everything, the movie's fantastic. There's different villains. Yeah, there's a villain, but every character have their own motivations. Puss has his own motivation for the wish. So does Kitty. So does the dog. So it's it's nice to see that. And then overlooming is like literally death trying to kill Puss. So there's different storylines, different people, and I finally realized like you never expect Puss to change. Like he is who he is. Whether like, the thing is, he changes. They show us his growth, right, from the first Shrek movie to now. He's still the same person. There's no character development. But maybe sometimes you don't need it. We just like Puss, right? Jumps into danger. He's he's charming in that way, right? We got Puss two Puss in Boots movies, right? When is the donkey movie coming out? Right? I want to see that whole drag. I don't know. I don't get that dragon situation where like he starts dating a dragon. I don't get where how that works. Into like dragon babies who are like half dragon, half donkey. Nah, I know it's fiction, but like where do we draw the line here, guys? But yeah, back to the movie. It's fantastic. I'll give it like 7.5. Right? It's very good, very visually. It's very great. Yeah, but those are my thoughts about the movie. You guys tell me what you think in the comments. Like and share the video. Thank you.